Fry. She will show you how easy it is and how simple it is to be on the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Now, about the Chamber real quick, a couple things. As you might know, we've gone to from weekly meetings to monthly meetings. So now instead of meeting every week over at Spring Creek Barbecue right here in Shenandoah, we're meeting once a month. So I know that there's some people that showed up today, and I have to say, sorry guys, I told everyone I could. We've announced it over and over again, and if you showed up today, well, I hope you had a great barbecue, because we weren't there. And I know that some people poked me, or they tagged me, or they sent. I got a couple of emails also. Actually, no, private messages telling me where are you guys at? Well, I think everyone was doing whatever they're doing because they weren't meeting today. We'll be meeting again October 2nd in the Woodlands area. October 2nd, okay? That'll be lunch. We have a breakfast. I think it's September, September 27th or 28th. You have to go to the website, but we have a breakfast already scheduled here for the Woodlands area so that you can continue networking. The thing was that during the spring and the summer of this year, we were really intense. I mean, we were doing meetings every week. We had over 40 meetings per month, and it was really, really intense for us as a chamber staff, for the leadership, and of course for a lot of our members who followed us around all over town. So we're giving it a break. We're going to go this way until the end of the year, and then we're going to launch a whole new program with our new chairman. Right now he's chairman-elect. This is Leo Leonard Amel. And as you know, Leonard Amel also, of course, is a sponsor, the Amel Agency are sponsors of this radio show. So they are deeply involved in our Chamber of Commerce. And that's something to think about as well for all of our members. If you're listening and you want to get more involved with us, we have leadership positions available for volunteers. And of course, you can also sponsor either this show, you can sponsor one of our many programs that we have throughout the month. And all you need to do is the same process. Give me a call, give me a shout, let me know that you're interested. We'll talk and we'll arrange something, okay? All right, so we have that going on, as I said. And this week, just to give you an idea, tomorrow we're going to be in Katy. So we have lunch in Katy at the Spring Creek Barbecue in Katy. A lot of folks like the Spring Creek Barbecue because they have a separate room. So it's great for Spring Creek that they have that arrangement. Very few restaurants actually dare invest in their real estate and say, okay, this is the Chamber of Commerce. They're going to come here frequently. They're going to bring hungry people. We're just going to arrange for a room for any public organization. And Spring Creek Barbecue does that. Most restaurants don't. It's really hard to get a private area. And that's why we favor Spring Creek Barbecue. There's others. I know there's others. I know Rudy's Barbecue does the same thing. But very few, and I think La Madeleine's as well. But there's also, there's very few restaurants, independent restaurants, that actually have this kind of arrangement. So if you know anyone, or if you yourself are listening and would like to offer your space to the Chamber of Commerce, we are happy to take a look and bring you some hungry people, and hopefully we can make that arrangement. So tomorrow we're in Katy, like I said. Basically, tomorrow is our monthly networking event in Katy, as will be every second Wednesday of the month. And every third Wednesday, of course, that's going to be in the Galleria. So that'll be next week. Tomorrow we're in Katy, and Friday we're in Katy again for new member orientation. So this is Katy week. And we love going over to Katy because it's such a huge population of people that are only represented in terms of chambers of commerce. They have, I think, the Katy Chamber of Commerce. They have the Fulshire Katy Chamber of Commerce, and that's it. And as big chambers would go, or as chambers that have been around for that long, the characteristic they have basically is that they're large enough to where they don't really worry so much about small businesses. They worry more about other things. Their leadership is focused a little bit different. And so we fit right in. And we're very thankful that we're welcome in Katy, and we welcome all of our members and you, the listener, to come see us. Come see us tomorrow for lunch at Katy Spring Creek Barbecue. All right, so our show today, basically, as I mentioned earlier, features our members, and we're going to be talking today to a small business owner. She runs a salon at a local Walmart that's right here on Sawdust in the Woodlands. It's called Seva Salon and Spa. They do different things. I think they specialize in eyebrows, and you can see the video. You can go to Instagram. There's all kinds of videos and stuff. And this is Stephanie Fry. Stephanie Fry, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
And so just real quick, Stephanie, tell us, because I mentioned it and I think I said it wrong. What do you guys do at the Seva Salon?
We really we primarily focus on the face. So whether it's waxing, threading, facials, is probably our biggest and most specialty, our most requested thing at the salon. And not only that, but we also do makeovers, and lash extensions, brow tinting. And all of our services are 30 minutes or less. So very much your fast casual spa.
Okay. So focus on the face. There you go. So that's a big deal. If you have a mustache, you know who you are, guys. And I'm talking to the guys, and you want to get rid of it, they can wax it for you and fix you up. And of course, for all the different events that are coming up, and we'll talk more to Stephanie with Stephanie in a minute. Just wanted to make sure that you guys know that she's not only a business owner there, but she also does real estate. She also does modeling, and she does all kinds of other things. Right, Stephanie?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So we'll discuss all that in a couple minutes. Right now, we just want to make sure you know that to join this Chamber of Commerce, a lot of people ask me that question. Do you have to speak Spanish? And of course not. You don't. Do you have to be Hispanic? No, you do not. The bigger thing you have to do is actually be positive and be open to an experience that's not like the experience you might get at other chambers of commerce. Because there's one thing that we're doing that I'm very adamant about, and we're passionate about this, is we don't want to follow the same model other chambers of commerce are following. The whole entitlement, figure out your own business, you do your own thing type, bigger chambers of commerce that offer opportunities to some, but not to all. We really, and I love what other chambers are doing, and I'm not trying to attack them or anything. I'm just trying to tell you, comparatively, we don't think the same way. We want this experience as a chamber of commerce to be the same for everyone, and we want it to be extraordinary. So that when people invest in our chamber of commerce, they're actually doing something good for their business. They're not just putting their name on some wall or in some list, because we don't have a wall or a list. Actually, we do, but we don't use it that way. So it's my Chamber of Commerce. No, My Texas Chamber, mytexaschamber.org. You can go to the website. You can check us out. Also, if you'd like, during the program, you can text me and text questions. There's several of our members that do that. And I think that somebody already is texting. What time do we start? Well, we already started. But he'll give you the numbers: 469-879-7398. 469-879-7398. You can text that number. You can that way you can directly ask a question, or you can make a comment about what we're discussing. And I'm happy to mention you on the air here if you're a member, especially if you have something to say. Please go ahead and you will be mentioned appropriately or accordingly. So once again, we're here with Stephanie Fry. Stephanie Fry is owner of Seva Salon and Spa. It's located right here at the Walmart on Sawdust. Is that correct, Stephanie?
Yes, that's right.
How long have you guys been in business there?
Actually, next month will be our 1-year anniversary.
1 year. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. And the bigger thing that you guys have going on there is that it's so easy, it's so convenient.
Yes.
Okay. So I've always had this question: what do you guys do with all the babies?
Actually, whether it's me or another esthetician will help out cradle the baby. A lot of moms will bring their strollers, and the moms will just have their stroller or baby right next to them.
Okay, because I have seen that, not necessarily with you guys, but if I go to Walmart, moms take their babies there.
Yes, it's a family friendly store. We're a family friendly salon.
Okay, and again, you focus on the face, making sure the face looks its best, whether it's through a makeover or just an eyelash extension or something like that, right? Okay, and so what's the most popular service right now, Stephanie?
Believe it or not, it's makeovers, because it's homecoming season.
Okay, so why would they want to make themselves over? What do you mean? What does that entail?
As a makeover, whether you're a beginner or you're advanced or an everyday look, you just show us what you want, and we'll go ahead and make that happen for you. And our low costs are so efficient, so affordable for anybody. Our natural makeover starts at $25, and more of an advanced glam date night type of look, prom look, is $35.
So, but I still don't know. What do? Do you fix the mustache, or do you fix?
Oh, I'm sorry. As a makeover, we're gonna do like a full face transformation with foundation, the lashes, the eyeshadows, the contouring. Contouring is when you define different parts of your face, and highlight those features, or maybe hide some blemishes that you may have had behind.
Okay, so basically, yes, it does make you over, because it takes away all the
literally, yes,
and takes away all the stuff that you didn't like about your face before you go in there. And Another thing that's interesting about Seva Salon and Spa for you listeners is that you really don't expect the high level of service that they provide. And the Stephanie mentioned the word advanced, but they've got some really sophisticated methodologies and things they do there that will surprise you because, when you walk into Walmart, I don't think a lot of folks expect to see things or have things like that. But you have to understand, the whole idea of Walmart is that it's fast, it's efficient, and it's inexpensive. It's not necessarily that it's cheap.
Right.
And I think that's really interesting about what you guys do, Stephanie, that you do have, and you can see this on video. You guys you're pretty propagated. What is your most important social media platform, Stephanie, that you guys use where people can actually visit you right now?
Most importantly would probably be our YouTube channel and our Instagram. Facebook, we're pretty active as well. We're really active on both 3 media platforms.
Okay. So let's go first with Facebook then, because I think a lot of folks, at least the ones listening to us.
Y'all can find us and our services, our pictures at Seva Spring. It is a franchise, so we're going to be the Spring location.
So it's just Seva Spring?
That's
okay.
right.
All right. And what about Instagram? How do they find that?
So for Instagram, same thing. It's gonna be connected. Seva Spring, just one word.
Okay, and there you can find a lot of detail in terms of the
so much details, a lot of before and afters and transformations, who we are, what we do, maybe an introduction of our estheticians, and some coupon specials and giveaways.
So how many estheticians do you guys have working for you right now, Stephanie?
We have 4.
Okay, so and you're the sole proprietor there. You're the one that does all the hiring, does all the management and all that.
Yeah, so I'll handle the front end, whether it's scheduling, marketing, being a team leader for the girls, and being that front face for the customers and clients, and following up with them, making sure everyone had a great experience.
Okay, all right. So basically, you run the place. Is that,
yeah.
And so how do you? And we'll talk more about this when we come back from a break. But how do you manage being a real estate professional as well? Because I know that you do that too.
We do our lead generating during the day before the salon opens, or probably most likely from 9 to 11. And then I'll go ahead and take my lunch break and then head over to the salon shortly after, and then follow up again with my clients later in that afternoon. I know my girls run the salon very efficiently. So at times when I do need to show a home, I'll go ahead and pop out of the salon, go ahead and look at a home, and execute a contract with my client.
So are they listening to you right now?
They are listening to me.
Make sure you give shout out by name.
Guys.
Tell them say hello to whoever you have to say hello to. So who's the one? Who's your main girl? Who's your main girl?
I'd say Celeste.
All right, Celeste. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez saying, "Come on, get to work." What are you listening to? Anyway, when we come back from break, Stephanie, we'll continue the shout outs and we're going to learn more about Stephanie and her business and what she's doing. So please stay with us. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez. We'll be right back.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
An estimated 1 in 10 births will result in a neonatal intensive care stay, also known as the NICU. Overnight, a family can find themselves and their newborn baby in a critical situation. The Mila Foundation financially and spiritually assists families in need. If you would like to volunteer or become a monthly sponsor, please visit us at www.themilafoundation.org. Again, that's www.themilafoundation.org, because every life matters.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands-Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, The Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Amel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Amel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.amelagency.com. The Amel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
We're back. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez. We are back. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show featuring members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, where you don't have to be Hispanic to join. You don't have to speak Spanish. You only have to be open, positive, and ready to learn some new things about marketing your business, about working with people who don't speak necessarily the language or who weren't born here. And we have about 500 members that have said yes to us. We're only 2.5 years old, so we're an extremely fast and very volatile, that's a nice word, very, very liquid organization. So we're growing all over town. We have 5 different locations where we've said, okay, we're going to stay here for a while and see what happens. Of course, we started in the Woodlands, so we have about 300 members in this area, North Houston, another 100 and something in Katy, and then another large group of people that's right now growing as we speak in the Galleria area. We also meet in Cypress and we meet in Spring. So, like I said, those are 5 different areas. We used to meet in Humble, but right now we've taken a break from that part of town. So, if you are a small business owner and you know other small business owners who want to get together for 3 major reasons, we'll actually host meetings for you. And those reasons are: number 1, to promote your business; number 2, education, to learn some new things, because a lot of times we think we know everything, and I know I do. And before you know it, you're in trouble and you don't know why. And there's no one to tell you what you're doing correctly or incorrectly. And we like doing that, because as a Chamber of Commerce, if there's one thing we do well, that's criticize others, we've said. But we actually help others. And of course, the third thing is visibility. This radio program that's made possible by the Amel Agency as a sponsor is one of those examples of how we provide visibility to our members. Like we've said earlier, and I say this a lot because I really think it matters. Name a Chamber of Commerce that will give 1 hour of airtime to any of its members, just featuring that member. And I think you can name maybe 1 or 2, but it's always interesting to see what the leadership is looking to do as an organization. So, like I've said, we provide value to our members, and today we have Stephanie Fry. Stephanie Fry is a member, of course, but she's also owner of the Seva Salon Spa, located on Sawdust, the Walmart on Sawdust.
Yes.
And what are the hours of operation there?
Monday through Saturday from 10 to 8 and Sundays from 12 to 5.
So you guys actually work on Sundays also?
We do Sundays too. We were open Labor Day too this past Monday.
Yeah, you guys don't take off. I mean, if the Walmart's open, you're open.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Basically, okay. All right. So Stephanie, would you mind telling us then one more time, just from scratch, so we can go ahead and do this, just the name and,
My name is Stephanie Fry. I'm with Seva Salon Spa, and from there we make beauty from within and out, affordable and at a value price.
So location one more
Oh,
time.
sorry. There are locations right there off of 1025 Sawdust Road, Spring, Texas, 77380, and right inside of that Walmart next to the pharmacy.
And tell us the biggest benefit you guys provide to your
I'd say the biggest benefit is that we can get you in of our services 30 minutes or less, because our whole concept is based around value and convenience.
And you focus on the face.
Yes, we focus on the face, lashes, brows, facials, makeovers, and really primarily targeting those areas.
You have a phone number, Stephanie?
My number is 832-715-3419.
All right. So thanks for that, Stephanie. I know that, but this is actually what we do that I'm not sure we should, but we do anyway. Because I use this when we leave.
Mm-hmm.
And while the show is live, it is recorded. And like we said, because a podcast, it goes to YouTube and it'll be all over the place before you know it. Right.
Fine.
But the idea with anything here is we want to be sure as an organization that we support your visibility.
Thank you.
And that's something that I think, like I've said, because we do have friends, and we have friends listening and all that, and they've been on the show, that's why they're listening. And we ask them, send us text, tell us what's going on, what's on your mind, and everything else, because I think that's a value, or that's something that most of us hope we get from things,
Right.
Like I've joined before we started the chamber, I joined so many things thinking, okay, this will give me the visibility I need to get business. Then I would join it, but nobody would actually talk about visibility. So I would have to do my own thing. And sometimes when you do your own thing, you become obnoxious because nobody else is doing it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like
No, that makes sense.
If you want to be outstanding, you do things to be outstanding. But people don't like it sometimes, you know?
We have to be obsessed over it. Yes.
But you have to conform. And I have to be honest with you, even with the chamber, when people show up to the chamber and they try to be too outstanding, I do tell them, look, I appreciate what you're trying to do,
Right.
but we're going to help you be outstanding. Just don't be so obnoxious. You know, because like I tell you, I've done that before where I've joined bigger chambers or others and I've given them a lot of money and I try to be outstanding. Of course, I'm obnoxious. They don't like me. I don't like them. Before you know it, I walk away saying I got nothing from this thing.
Wow.
And it wasn't really their fault. It was my own. You know, it was me thinking I'm going to make something happen when really the way it's supposed to be is that the leadership is supposed to guide you to what you're looking for. You know, so you're supposed to ask these questions when you join. What am I going to get? What is the deal? You know?
Right.
And then
how can we make this a win-win?
Well, and the bottom line is that if it's not a win-win, then why are you joining? Like, what's the, you know, anyway, so that is Carlos, and that is my rant, and it is now over. Let's talk to Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie, here we go. Tell us, who is the person on your staff that you need to shout out to? Come on.
I definitely for sure want to give a big shout out to Celeste. Celeste and Carasia. They've been there from the very beginning and celebrating our 1-year anniversary next year at our salon. They take care of our customers, whether I'm there or not, like I'm here at the podcast now, I know they're going to take care of them 100%.
Show.
I'm sorry, the radio show.
We'll do a
100%.
podcast one day. Don't worry.
Thanks.
This is a radio show.
Thank you.
The thing is, I remember that you asked me, now I remember, okay.
Yeah.
Months ago, you said, when can I be on your podcast? And I said, what are you talking about podcasts? I don't have podcasts. I didn't even listen. I didn't even respond to your email or your message or whatever it was. Now I know what you meant.
Yeah.
You meant this.
Sorry.
No,
yeah.
no, that's okay. It's just now I'm the one that's sorry because when I read that, I thought, I'm not sure what she's talking about. And I never saw you or I never remembered to ask you, but you were actually talking about this. Okay, so I'm glad that this finally happened. It's so weird. Because yes, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, podcast has in general replaced radio in general. Although I will say there's nothing like this. You're in the studio, there's a producer, all these things happening. And so, because I've been on podcasts and I've seen people do podcasts out of their closet or their home.
Right.
I mean, they just do whatever, just do it. So it's a very convenient way, almost like for example, even Facebook Live and other things that replace television. Or, it's really not the same thing. I have a friend in Houston who owns a radio show. He owns a radio station, and they're actually members, 920 AM. And people compare themselves to him. He's been around for 45 years as one of the only Latino radio stations in Houston. And people show up and say, okay, I have a radio show, but it's an internet radio show. So it's not a real radio show. So this is real.
Like you can't, from their radio shows, you can't just flick on a switch in your car and listen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing, but they masquerade as though they are that. They masquerade as though people will say, I have a radio show and try to make you imagine that they have this that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
When in reality, they're doing it out of their car, their home, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, we're actually doing the same thing with podcasts and stuff, but it's nowhere near the same thing. It's just a different format. That's all. It's just like Periscope is not television.
Right.
No matter what people think, it's not. It's cool, it's fun, but it's not the same.
And the audience isn't the same.
And by no means is Snapchat real photography. If anybody tells you that Snapchat is real photography, ladies and gentlemen, don't believe them. I had an interesting, I guess, experience with someone where I met her. I met her like online, one of those things. Like it was a business meeting, no big deal. But I met her and I thought, wow, this lady's really striking, because she has certain features on her face. And I thought big eyes, and it didn't look real, but it was at the same time it wasn't too exaggerated, so I really couldn't tell.
Right.
Maybe I should have noticed that there were little flowers around her. Anyway, so I saw her picture like 2 or 3 times. And then it was time for us to have a business meeting. No big deal. It was a lunch or something like that. So it was really nothing of the other type. It was just a meeting. I just didn't know she was using Snapchat to make herself look different. When I saw her at the restaurant when we met, I couldn't recognize her. I mean, honestly, I just was a different person. And I even looked at my phone. I said, this is, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to embarrass her, but it was just no way. Wow. So from there, I know Snapchat is not photography. It's not real.
Yeah.
Don't go around doing. Oh, anyway. All right. So I won't want to get on that horse. So tell us a little bit about something else, Stephanie. When we had social media training here last week, you and David Murillo David owns a company that does digital marketing, started a Instagram support group.
Yes, Facebook, Instagram support group.
Tell us what that is, because I don't even know, and I probably should have known before, but tell us what it is.
No. So we just started last week. All the members that's inside the group, they ask questions throughout the week, and then we'll answer them live on Friday. Whether it's me or him, we'll take turns, or we might, if it's a one-on-one question, we may help that person, individually. But as a general question, how do I start up Instagram? How do I start up a Facebook business page? Or how do I put a call to action button on my business page? We'll go ahead and wait for those, answer those questions on that Friday. But if it's something immediate now, then of course we want to help you get started in promoting and marketing your business.
Okay.
And it's all free, and this is something that me and David both have passion about. We both have extensive amount of experience that we can just answer you with a touch of a button.
Okay. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, Stephanie is probably one, I know whenever I'm driving or I'm at the computer, except when I'm eating, sleeping, or at a meeting, or in a meeting where I absolutely have to show, the honor, the respect of putting your phone away, or not even going in with the phone. That's what I do. I just leave the phone in my car because I know what'll happen. I'll just get all distracted and whatever. But in almost every other circumstance, I have my phone right next to me. So I'm at the computer, my phone is right next to me.
The same.
So when somebody asks a question, it's right there.
I feel like communication is so important, especially me being a realtor. I like to be over communicative than under communicative.
Sure. Well, by all means. And I agree with you. And that was my point, is that just so you guys know, if you communicate with Stephanie, I don't know about David. I haven't seen him in a little while, but and I'm sure he's the same way. But if you communicate with Stephanie, she will almost scary answer you right away, like real fast. Like,
oh,
wow,
yeah. You can ask
there.
anybody. You can ask anybody. They'll be like, you're the fastest. Like every time I call, you always pick up. I'm like, yeah, I'm here.
And that's the thing, is if you're available, be available. Don't be, I'll call him tomorrow, because I've done that and it doesn't work. People generally go somewhere else. And so it's important to be responsive, and it's important. Now, what do you do when you're driving, Stephanie? How do you handle these texts when you're driving? I know what I do, but I'm not going to say.
Mine's probably a similar situation, but there is that really cool button where on your phone it converses from that speech to text.
Yeah.
So that's really nifty and handy while I'm driving, or I'm on, I know I have to speak out a lengthy paragraph and almost text out word for word what I'm saying. So it's really nice, and it has a really nice flow to it. I don't have to worry about spelling errors or punctuations because Google does that for me.
Really? Well, it did it for you. I stopped using it. I was going to a meeting and I was going to be late, so I told them I'll be there in 10 minutes, and they said, and it translated into I'll be there in 10 mimosas.
Oh, funny.
Stuff like that. Like, okay, so I said I'm just not going to use it. So what I use is my knees. So, I'll drive with my knees real fast, or I know I don't do this, but when I stop at stoplights, it's so weird. Before, we used to be annoyed when the light would turn green. I mean, red, right? Red. Now we get annoyed when it turns green because we don't finish the text. Like,
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. There's also there's a keyboard function. If you can download it. It's through Google, and you can swipe. That way you don't have to punch every single letter. You can go ahead and swipe your fingers to the letters, and it'll go ahead and it will guesstimate or and tell you what text.
Faster. We're here with Stephanie Fry. Stephanie Fry is owner of Seva Salon and Spa here in the Woodlands, right here on Sawdust in the Walmart. And it's express spa. You can do all kinds of things with your face, and they'll help you out. When we come back, we're going to talk more to Stephanie about different things that we're doing together and learn more about her. So we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, the Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Yamel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Yamel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.yamelagency.com. The Yamel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
We are back. We're back. Thank you for being on the program. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. I'm here with Stephanie Fry. Stephanie Fry is not only a real estate professional, but she's also proprietor of the Seva Salon and Spa, which is located right here on Sawdust, on inside of the Walmart. I think that's an awesome location. I mean, I'm sure the people that are outside, that strip commercial strip place there, they wish they were inside the Walmart.
They sure do.
Because the traffic, that's the biggest thing is you guys have a ton of people, walking by all the time.
We do.
And that's got to be a big blessing. I mean, there's a big difference there.
That visibility.
Yeah, and that's the key. See, without visibility, guys, I mean, you can be doing pretty much anything you want in life, but if people don't know you exist, you don't exist. It's that, that's just that's what happens.
I totally agree. And, being inside of Walmart, we treat everybody like family. We're inside of their bubble and their circle. And when Walmart employees pass by us, the managers and the directors of their department, and we say hello to them and vice versa, and they tell their customers and clients that come into Walmart, that's an awesome salon.
Wow.
You need to go check it out.
Yeah, so customer service or even extending out and making sure that you're good with everyone else. And sometimes we forget that. It's easy to forget because we get focused and, oh, I got one. And then you don't want to look at who's around you. So I was telling somebody else also. This is somebody sent me some feedback yesterday, and they said, Carlos, you could improve your show if you just stop saying okay. So I said, yeah, sure I could, and then I said okay. So I'm going to promise I'm going to say okay less, but let's just underline something, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand this. Stephanie Fry is an entrepreneur, so business owner. Dr. Carlos. Yeah, I run the Chamber of Commerce. So either one of us are professional broadcasters. So, when we get up here and do what we're doing right now, this requires a little bit of goal. You kind of have to have the guts to say, I'm just going to do it no matter what happens.
That's right.
And I don't mind. I don't mind that I don't sound perfect. And I don't think that any of us should mind because
we're all human.
Well, not only that, I got to tell you what, perfect doesn't, even when you look at broadcasters that are on national stages, when they become too robotic, they lose their human edge.
Their authenticity.
Right. So you know what? I'm just going to mess it up, and that's just going to happen because this is how it is. So, Stephanie Fry, tell us more then about some of these services. Like, for example, who are your best customers? Who do you guys work with best?
Believe it or not, we work best with moms because we're inside of Walmart. It's a family-owned, family-friendly place, and we get a lot of children, a lot of babies. We get a lot of teenagers. We get anyone that's on the go or anyone that just wants some me time. Wow.
So you said babies. What do you guys do with babies?
we will help them out. We'll help the mom, genuinely. If the baby's crying, it's in a stroller. The other esthetician will help ease the baby as a mom allow us to.
So do you guys have like lollipops and sugar items there?
No,
for the
we
babies?
don't. No, we don't. We did used to have like a kids box so that while the moms are pampering themselves, the kids can entertain themselves with crayons and markers and some puzzles, something quiet for them to do. Because like I said, all of our services are 30 minutes or less. And while that mom just needs that 30-minute break to get her me time or get her brows done just so she can look good for the rest of the day, the kids can be there too. And they see mom and they have to realize too that mom needs to look good too.
Yeah, but some of these kids are really pesky about that. I remember I have a friend who's a gynecologist, and you would walk into his office and you'd think you were at a daycare.
Really?
You walk into
Oh, yes.
just all kinds of stuff. And he says, I'm a gynecologist, but all the moms bring their kids. And a lot of these kids that don't let their moms, or don't want to separate themselves from their mothers because they're just that kind of kid, or they're too young, he does all his work with the baby on the mom. So he basically puts the baby on the mom's chest, on her stomach, and does whatever he does, his work with
Yes.
her, to treat her,
Yes.
and they're both happy. But that's just an understanding of being what being a mom is like. I couldn't do that because I'm not a mom and I don't have kids. But you on the other hand, you do have a daughter,
I do.
and she's 4.
Yes, she is.
So how do you balance your daughter, your real estate, your Seva, and your Instagram, and all these other stuff that you do? What kind of things do you do to make sure you remain balanced? I mean, what would you recommend anybody listening do to remain balanced in all this?
Being balanced, go ahead and not just scheduling routine, but go ahead and putting that time into work your plan and plan your work.
Okay, what does that mean?
That means whatever's on your calendar, go ahead and put it there because if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
And that's actually something that's called a bold law that I've learned at Keller Williams Professionals, that we need to schedule and prioritize what we need to do on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis, so we can reach our real estate goals.
Okay. So go back to balance.
Sorry.
Because you didn't say anything
Yeah.
about balance.
So,
Okay.
I mean, for me,
Well,
that is
look,
my balance.
Well, I know, but listen, I'm a soccer mom. I got a kid. I need to balance my professional career, my kids, my husband, all kinds of crap. So for survival purposes, what do I need to do to make sure I can do that? Outside of being a realtor, what do I need to do? Do I need to prioritize? Do I need to say no to things? What kind of things do you recommend?
What you just said, saying no to things, learning what works for you. Like what works for me, I love doing my workout mornings first thing in the morning because I know if I don't get it done, I'm not getting it done for the rest of the day.
Sure.
So whether I have to wake up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and once it's done, I don't have to worry about it the rest of the day. And then at the same time, I do my meal preps. It's very harmonious when me and my husband are both on the same game plan, track plan for eating a healthy lifestyle.
So he's on board?
He is on board.
Wow.
So we'll cook chicken and steak for about the next 3 to 4 days. So I'll have about 3-4 pounds of chicken on the grill. He'll have 2 or 3 slabs of steak. And when it's steak night, I can just go ahead and pop it in the microwave and it's ready. And go ahead and put something like green beans or a salad together for him. Everyone thinks it's so hard to live a healthy lifestyle, especially when you have a family. It's really not. And at the same time, you just have to prioritize what is healthy to you. And I know that if I don't make these healthy decisions now, that I may have to regret about it later in the long run.
Okay, so something you mentioned that not a lot of our members don't know, and our listeners, I'm almost sure 90% doesn't know. You're actually a model.
I am. I just started doing fitness bikini competitions. Yes.
Okay, so tell us more about that. How do you prepare for that? I mean, that has to be insane in terms of the amount of preparation and the working out and the eating, and tell us more about that.
Believe it or not, one day I was listening to a motivational YouTube channel, and he was asking, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And I knew being a bikini competitor was something that's been on my bucket list for the longest. So I just went ahead and did it. And I was just like, let's go ahead and see what I need to do. I spoke with a good friend named Ansley. So big shout out to Ansley. Without her, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. Then she introduced me to my trainer. Thank you, Ansley. She didn't, I've never met this girl before. And she spoke to me for a good hour and a half, what it takes to become a bikini competitor. Because I had no friends.
Okay.
It's something I've only seen in pictures or magazines of what these girls go through, but I don't know what goes
What do they
behind
go through?
backstage.
Tell us what was your experience? How did it go?
So typically, at least from my experience, you're meal prepping, eating clean, making your meals throughout the day. I have 6 meals throughout the day. I'm snacking 2 to 3 hours
Yes,
throughout the day.
She's eating almonds right now. I'm joking.
And then, for 12 to 15 weeks ideally, just depending on your mass, whether you need to gain or lose.
But like you lost
muscle.
a ton of, not a
I
ton, but you
did.
lost
I
a lot of
did.
weight.
I did. I lost almost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I did. And then probably gained 3 or 4 pounds of muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been an amazing transformation. And I think going through this experience, I probably wouldn't see myself where I was. It tells me I don't want to go back, and to continue living that healthy fitness lifestyle and balancing out of everything, coming around full circle to balance everything of this. It just comes down to priorities. Most of the times, about 2-3 times a week, I'm in the kitchen for 3 or 4 hours, just prepping, making sure what we have is good and nutritional for us and our family.
So, and how many times did you work out per week, or is it every day?
Right now, because I'm currently 6 weeks out of my second bikini competition, it's called Muscle Beach. I work out about 5 times a week.
5 times a week? All
5
right.
times a week, and I do a yoga session.
Okay.
Just to help relax my muscles and relieve any tension I may have.
I see. All right. So, and in the end, Stephanie, I know that you were raising some sort of trophy. Tell us about the results. What happened? Because this is the first time ever in your life that you've done this.
Oh, thank you. So there was 2 different categories. The competition I had recently done, they were off. It's called Muscle Mania, and they were offering a bikini category and a model category. In the model category, I got second, and my bikini, I got third. So, I mean, it was a great experience, and now I'm looking forward to the next one coming up in a couple of weeks.
And those girls, I mean, the ones that are there actually have been there before.
Oh, we're all like
rookies?
beginners. Yeah,
Okay.
it was there's like a beginner series, and then there's like a advanced pro series, because it's, as you can see, it would be a disadvantage for beginners as first time on stage on a bikini versus those that have been doing this for years or many
Sure.
times. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
it
mean,
was kind of cool.
They know how to move with a lot more confidence.
Sass.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sass, the way I move. Okay, so there you go. All right, so that was another part that I wanted to make sure people knew, because you mentioned something earlier about being able to have all this and being okay with it. When we're talking,
What's most important is not settling.
what do you mean by that?
That to me is so important in so many ways, because I didn't want to settle just because I have a family or because I have a daughter, and because that means I have to live a certain lifestyle. And at the same time, that doesn't mean that I can't focus on my goals or my bucket list or what I want to do. And we all are doing this together, and they all support me. They all
Okay,
support
all
mommy.
right. So-
And same
so-
thing with my teammates at Seva. They all support me as well.
All right, so tell us again one more time about Seva. What time are you guys open in the mornings?
We open from Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. inside of Walmart. And on Sundays, we're open from 12 to 5.
And do you guys have a website?
We do have a website. It's called SevaBeauty.com. And if you actually go through there, click on our location, you'll get a coupon.
Okay, and what does that coupon give you?
Instead of $10 brows, it's will now be $5. So that's your coupon.
Per brow?
Just for your whole brow shaping experience, whether it's threading or
off,
waxing.
you mean $5
Yes.
off?
Mhm,
Whatever.
that's right.
Okay, so do you guys do guys? You ever do men?
We do guys. Occasionally we will have a guy. I think the girls kind of get excited because there's a guy in the salon. And, naturally we want to pamper, whether it's a woman, girl, and even a guy. So I think they do enjoy it. We all do. Yeah,
Okay.
it's different.
All right, so we're here with Stephanie Fry. Stephanie Fry is owner of Seva Salon and Spa, located on Sawdust in the Walmart on Sawdust here in the Woodlands. She's also a real estate professional. Is that Keller Williams?
Yes, Keller Williams Professionals. Shout out to Veronica Bearfield.
All right, Veronica Bearfield, we want to talk to you about joining the chamber. Also, Stephanie is a bikini model. She's a mother of a beautiful daughter. She's also responsible and in charge of a group that works with the chamber for Instagram and Facebook. So if you have any questions about any of these things, please reach out to Stephanie. Stephanie, do you have an email or something that people can reach out to you?
I do, absolutely. So you can reach me out at my last name, Fry, Fry, dot Stephanie with a PH, dot Houston at gmail.com.
Wow, that isn't long at all. That is a Houston.
Fry.Stephanie with a PH dot Houston at gmail.com.
All right, so thank you very much for being on the program, Stephanie. I was curious about the time that we have, about 2 or 3, yes? Okay, so yeah, because I didn't see it earlier, and we want to make sure that we're on time here. So Stephanie, we have a couple more questions for you now. Okay, so I have 2 friends. Do people give each other coupons to do you guys have gift certificates at your?
We do. We're actually having a gift certificate special right now that you can get a $25 gift certificate for, I'm sorry, I apologize. You can get a $40 gift certificate for only $25.
Okay.
So that's our special for the rest of the month.
So to reach out to you, they need to go to your website, or they need to visit directly and
Yes,
get those.
only at my location. Every location is operated differently. So this is just only my location. I believe there's currently 8 Sevas inside of Walmart's in Houston, but mine specifically is the one on Sawdust and 45 inside of that Sawdust Walmart.
Okay, and that. So if they people want to reach out, they can reach out to you and get a hold of one
Absolutely.
of those certificates.
Yes.
And they can give that to like their daughter or to their mom or whatever. They can-
Anyone, anytime.
Okay. All right. And something else that came up here in I guess in my text, which is kind of strange, but people ask different questions. You said you do men as well.
We do.
Tell us about that experience. I mean, how often do guys actually show up and get their brows done?
Brows or facials, I'd say anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay, and they do get facials. I think
They do get facials. We do get a lot of couples every once in a while. So a man and a woman will come in to get their pampering done, to get a facial. And the woman may stay a little bit longer to get her lashes and her brows done. And if we feel like we need to, help clean his brows, we may offer a couple different suggestions. And, surprisingly, some guys have never had their brows done before. And we're here to help them along every step of the way.
What do you mean surprisingly? Is this something guys should be doing?
I think if you like to, present yourself clean, have your brows. I mean, the most thing that people look at is your eyes, and your brows is right above. It's just accessory, or just a highlight of your eyes. So it's not uncommon for us to help educate somebody about just as simple as brow grooming.
Okay, so I guess that's the answer is yes. Guys should actually do their brows especially if they have bushy brows, or if their brows are too busy. It's a good idea to go have them done.
It is, and if you're happy, I think that's really all that matters. Yeah, but if you do decide, or you just want some info, then we're there to help you every step of the way.
Okay, so do you have any information like this also on YouTube that people can check this out to actually see it?
We do. We have some informational videos and some before and afters of our makeovers, our threading experience, our brow tinting, which is probably the most popular question that we get is, what is brow tinting? What does that all entail?
Quickly, brow tinting. I said quickly to myself because I'm not quickly, Carlos. What do you mean? By brow tinting, do you mean like darkening?
It is exactly what
Or
you just
shaping?
said. Yes. So brow tinting is a dye process on your brows. It's different than if you were to use like a dye on your hair. This is dye on your brows, and will lightly tint your skin as well. So it's great for those that maybe have blonde brows or light brows.
Yes, and there's the music.
And it will
Stephanie.
darken it.
Very good. So guys, Stephanie Fry, Seva Salon and Spa, Walmart. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week, and goodbye.